So, it's another day in the workroom. Tiflosion's gone, and that's sad cause she was very nice.
I'm trying to not be too stuck in my feelings today. I'm sad that Tiflosion is gone though.
Julika wipes away the mirror message. Weiss tells the queens she's breaking out of her safe era this week. Tigrera asks if she can even call it a safe era, it was 1 week. And Weiss says it will stay only 1 week. Kitty asks Weiss if that means she'll be in the bottom today, the queens laugh. Weiss says maybe, and the queens laugh again. Weiss then tells the queens that none of them should be happy to see her in the bottom, because she's a queen known for her signature move. And that she will send anyone home, anyone. Emma says she can't wait to see it, they need to clear out some of these queens. Tigrera tells Weiss can start with the sisters, and the queens laugh. Emma just shoots Tigrera a dirty look.
Ugh. How did Tigrera win the snatch game? No, seriously, how did she pull that win out after those first 2 weeks? I'm honestly hoping that week was a fluke, because snatch game is just about preparation.
I think Tigrera is a little bothered me and Emma are here. Girl keeps trying to take shots. She says she's keeping it real, but I think she's just keeping that camera on her.
Kitty says they're past the snatch game. Sonia points out a lot of them have wins. Weiss says Blanley is giving them out this season like candy, then turns to Julika. Julika asks why she was looking at her while saying that. Weiss says because she gave up in the lip sync. Sonia asks if it really is because of that. Weiss says she can't believe she's still here with no wins. Yet Julika has a win, but can give up in a lip sync with no repercussions. Julika says she thinks there will be repercussions. Weiss cuts her off and says she should have been sent home for that. Emma says she thinks Blanley only put Julika in the bottom to light a fire under her, and she didn't have any intention of sending her home. Weiss asks why Julika's getting special treatment. Peridot says because Blanley thinks she can recover. Hunk says it doesn't matter what they think should have happened, what matters is what Blanley thinks. And Blanley didn't think it was Julika's time, so it wasn't.
I'm not sure what Weiss wants me to say. I get it, I should have tried harder in the lip sync. I just get the feeling this isn't about me.
I decided not to go off on her in Untucked because she was clearly breaking down. But honestly, I'm pretty annoyed. If the positions were reversed, I would be fighting tooth and nail to stay here. Julika better hope she never sees me in the bottom with her, cause I'd destroy her.
Honestly, I think Weiss is overreacting. She's never even been in the bottom, and she's cracking from just being safe once. But safe is good, it means you get to be here another week.
I think Blanley just wanted to give Julika a push, and it backfired. Not to be mean to Tiflosion, but I don't think she was staying no matter what.
I'm honestly just ready to move on and start fresh this week.
I am getting tired of all this drama. It seems like there's a fight almost every day.
Queens, can you catch this beat? And can you feel it under your feet? I think the floor is on fire. Hunk won the mini challenge.
I had fun with that mini challenge. So far my run in this season has been pretty good if I do say so myself.
Hello Queens. It's great to see all of you looking so fierce today. The competition is starting to heat up from here on out. I'm here to warn you that going forward, there is no safety net. Any time you fall into the bottom can be your last.
Unless your name is Julika apparently.
For today's Maxi Challenge, you will be writing and recording your own verse to the new hit song, Come Fly With Us, which you will perform on the main stage today in front of me, and I'm glad to announce the return of our resident judge, Bill Anderson.
A verse challenge. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to write a song.
I'm coming for my second win today. As long as my lyrics are good, I'm sure I can serve great choreo. You saw me lip sync against May, this is in my wheelhouse.
Hunk, as the winner of this week's mini challenge, you will decide the order of the verses. And you must determine a choreographer for the group. Good luck Queens, and don't fuck it up.
Now this is the challenge I've been waiting for. I know this is my chance to finally get a win.
Now this is a lot of responsibility. I want to try and play this as fair as I can, and give Queens the parts they want.
The Queens gather around Hunk. Honk asks if anyone would like to start off the performance. Tigrera and Weiss both say they want to go first. Peridot also says she'd like the first verse. The three are quiet for a moment, then Weiss says she'd actually like to go after Tigrera. Kitty gasps, and Sonia asks if she's sure. Weiss says she knows Tigrera will do well, and she wants to challenge herself to try and do better than her. Tigrera then says she's also changed her mind, she wants to follow Peridot. Honk asks if anyone else would like to go first, and Emma asks Tigrera what her angle is. Tigrera asks why she needs an angle, she knows she's going to do good whichever placement she gets.
I just really get the impression Peridot can't dance.
Honk asks if anyone has any other thoughts. Sonia says she'd like to follow Weiss. If Weiss is challenging herself to do better than Tigrera, she wants to try and do better than Weiss. Emma says she'd also like to go after Weiss. Emma then says she was just in the bottom, and she's proven she can perform well, so she should get the part.
I'm done being in the bottom. I'm coming for my third win today, and I'm not prepared to back down for this part.
Emma's got a fire under her. She wants this part to win this challenge, but I also want this part to win this challenge.
Sonia says she's not backing down, and Emma says it's not up to her, and she's not taking no for an answer. Kitty whispers something in Julika's ear, and the two giggle. Honk sighs. Honk asks Julika and Kitty where they'd like to be. Kitty says she'd like to go towards the end of the show. Julika also would like the end. Weiss rolls her eyes. Honk then says he's decided the order. Peridot will go first. Tigrera will go second. Weiss will go third. Honk then explains he thinks both Sonia and Emma would do well after Weiss, but he thinks Sonia still has something to prove while Emma is the frontrunner, so Sonia will go fourth and Emma will go fifth. Emma groans and glares at Honk, and Kitty tells Emma to be nice. Emma says fine and walks over to her station. Kitty groans and tells Honk to finish. Honk says Julika will go 6th and Kitty will go 7th. And he will be closing the performance.
I want to close the show. I haven't been in the top in these last 2 weeks, so I think if I can close the show, it'll be the showing I need to possibly get a second win.
Honk then asks Tigrera if she'd like to be the choreographer. Kitty whispers asking Honk if he could pick someone else, and Honk asks who she'd pick. Kitty thinks for a minute, glances around the rest of the girls, and then sighs and says Tigrera.
I know this is going to be shady, but I kinda think Tigrera is the only choreographer in this cast.
I don't know why I wasn't in consideration for the choreographer. But I'll just have to show these girls what I can do in the challenge.
Kitty comes over and asks Emma how she's doing. Emma says that was shady, and Kitty says it wasn't. Emma says this is exactly what she was warning Kitty about, the queens will cut them when given the chance. Kitty groans and says that's not what that was, she just didn't get the role she wanted. Emma says it was shady. Kitty says she can't stand it when Emma gets like this, and she's going to go work with Julika and Sonia today. Emma sighs.
I'm feeling a bit disregarded. I'm going to make sure I can outdo Honk in this challenge.
Honk and Peridot are working on their verses. Honk asks Peridot how her verse is going. Peridot says her and her friends back in Beach City have the habit of breaking out into song, so she's used to making verses on the spot. Honk says that's interesting. Peridot says the part she's worried about is the choreography. Honk agrees.
I've never been the most coordinated person. I am worried I am going to go out there and just be flopping around the stage.
Dancing is very important to gems, but I've never been the best dancer. My skills are in my gem, not my body.
Julika, Kitty, and Sonia are working on their verses. Kitty tells Julika she was sad to see Typhlosion go, but is glad Julika stayed. Because she's been hoping for a chance to get to know her. Julika says she's just a bit sensitive at times. Sonia says it can be hard to put yourself in the spotlight, Julika agrees. Julika says it doesn't come naturally to her. Kitty says she thinks when Julika gets out of here, there's going to be a lot of people who will be excited to see her. Sonia agrees. Julika thanks them, but says she thinks people are going to see her as undeserving. Kitty says time will prove her wrong. Weiss comes over and asks Julika if she's planning to repeat the level of performance she gave for the lip sync. Sonia tells Weiss to leave Julika alone. Weiss says she's just keeping it real. Kitty says she's keeping it real by telling her she's a bitch. Weiss asks why Julika can't defend herself. Julika just sighs. Weiss tells Julika to fight, and Julika just ignores her.
I'm just trying to focus on the challenge. I don't have the time to worry about Weiss trying to get under my skin. I just got to remember to focus on myself and my drag.
Tigrera is working on her verse when Weiss walks over. Tigrera asks what Weiss hopes to accomplish by pestering Julika. Weiss says she's just keeping it real. Tigrera says alright.
I don't buy what Weiss is selling. I think she wants to keep reminding Julika because she wants to get Julika in her head, so she'll bomb out in the challenge.
The queens enter the main stage. Tigrera tells them she'll focus on giving them moves they think they can do.
I don't want to do any shady choreography choices. Since I'm going to be judged on this choreography, I want as many of these girls to excel as possible, since that will reflect better on me.
Tigrera instructs the queens on the choreo. Hunk trips. Tigrera asks Hunk if they need to do something simpler for him. Hunk says he's fine, and he'll get it. Sonia asks Tigrera if she can check her moves. Tigrera watches Sonia and corrects her on the choreo. As the queens practice, Emma slips onto her butt.
Tigrera's choreography is intense. She's doing things simple, but these are simple for her. She's not thinking about those of us who aren't dancers.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be ready when it comes time to perform in front of Blanley and Bill.
After checking on Emma, Tigrera tells the queens she's going to watch their performance. Weiss gracefully performs her moves. Peridot stumbles through her choreo.
I'm breezing through this choreo. I'm definitely going to be in the top tonight.
I'm losing my balance constantly with this performance. I'm struggling to remember the movements.
The queens I'm most nervous for are Hunk, Emma, and Peridot. They appear to be really struggling with my choreography. I hope they can get it down by the time we go out on the main stage.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Toon Madness. I'm your host, Blanley Stacey Andrews O'Halloran. Please welcome back our resident judge from Inside Out, Bill Anderson. Bill, how are things with Sissy?
I've disowned her.
This week, our queens were tasked with writing and recording a verse to the new hit song, Come Fly With Us. And tonight, they will perform it live. Racers, start your engines, and may the best drag artist win. Weiss Schnee, Blade Tigrera, Sonia Nevermind, and Hunk had a great performance.
I just know I killed that performance. And my verse was just gold, if I do say so myself.
I showed that I'm just that bitch when it comes to a performance. I think everyone managed to pull through on my choreography.
I had so much fun during that performance. I noticed Bill light up during my performance. It's nice to see him.
I worked hard, and I think the judges were impressed with my performance. I feel proud because this was a challenge a bit outside my comfort zone.
Julika Kufane, Peridot, Kitty, and Emma had a good performance.
I think I did a decent job with the choreography considering I'm not a dancer. I had fun making the verse as well, but I am nervous I might be in the bottom again this week.
I managed to get the basics of the choreography down. I'm hoping now for my verse to save me from the bottom.
Is it just me, or was Tigrera's choreo just insane? But I had fun. I think so long as you have fun and show it, that reads more than just knowing the moves perfectly.
I got through the challenge without tripping. I didn't feel the judges were really connecting to my verse, however.
Category is Purple-tastic. Weiss Schnee slayed the runway.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this poofy shoulder blouse. And by poofy, I mean this would look big on Tigrera. I pair this with these purple pants. which flourish by my feet.
Sonia never mind, and Kitty had a great runway.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this poofy purple ball gown. The gown is sleeveless, and decorated in various amethysts. And behind me is this large lilac bough with the strands pulling far behind me like a train.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this purple winter coat. The coat is floor length, and it opens at the waist so you can see my long purple boots.
Blade Tigrera, Hunk, Julika Kufane, Peridot, and Emma had a good runway.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this purple bodysuit. I'm letting the judges see all this figure and my proportions are just right.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this rhinestoned leotard. The fabric is made of various lilacs and violet patterns. I'm making sure the judges see all this body.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this purple front slit dress. I've got magenta stripes painted up my arms and face. And I'm feeling the purple fantasy.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this floor-length purple dress. I wanted to show I can give glamour and grace with this look.
For my purple-tastic look, I come out in this violet business suit. The edges of my suit are poofy, and the entire fit is stoned.
Thank you, queens. I've made some decisions. When I call your name, please step forward. Julika Kufane. Weiss Schnee. You are safe, and may go untuck.
Safe. Just safe. I worked my butt off this week. I gave one of the best performances. Came out in this fabulous runway. And I'm just safe. With Julika.
The rest of you represent the tops and bottoms of the week. Starting first with Blade Tigrera.
God. It feels great to be back. Tigrera, I must say, this was a great starting point for me to getting to know you and your drag. You really commanded the stage when it came to your verse, and I can tell you're a queen capable of tricks and flips. I understand you choreographed this number, correct?
Yes, I was the choreographer. I wanted to make a performance that uplifted everyone on this stage.
I think you did a good job at that. First week so far without a bad performance. I want to commend you for not relying too heavily on tricks with your performance. What really shines about you is your stage presence. Now about this runway, I'm not so much living for your bodysuit fantasy. But I do like the change up of your silhouette. This was a great night for you. Peridot. Peridot, I unfortunately think you fell into the background tonight. You had a good verse, but I could see you calculating the choreo on stage. And when it wasn't your part, I lost you in the crowd. And as for this runway, I think it's nice to see you change things up. But I must confess this look is a step down from the usual outfits you come out in. I've come to see you as this queen with a lot of charm and grace, and unfortunately, I wasn't wowed by you tonight.
I think the issue with this runway is it doesn't feel like you. The dress is beautiful, and the makeup is good, but you're not capturing the attitude of it. The dress is wearing you. And as for the challenge, you wouldn't be the first queen to struggle with choreography. I wish you played up the camp of the verse instead of rigidly sticking to the movements. I hear you've been doing good in this competition so far. I appear to have unfortunately caught you on an off week.
Hunk.
Hunk, I wasn't sure what to expect with you. For one, I know you come from the Voltron dynasty. And that's a house full of various performers and fashion queens. You came into this competition with big shoes to fill. And I'm happy to say you filled them tonight on this stage. You knew the moves, and you had the stage presence.
I will say I was rather disappointed by your runway tonight. I've come to expect more from you in that area. Which is a negative, but it's also a positive because I've come to look forward to seeing you come out on this stage. I think this was another strong night for you. I think you might be a real contender for the crown, just like Keith and Princess Allura before you. Emma. Emma, I'm not sure what happened tonight. You started out this competition as such a force. The first queen in Toon Madness to win the first 2 challenges she competed in. When you're amazing, you're on a whole other level. But when a challenge is out of your comfort zone, I lose you.
In the performance, it looked like you were in your head. Much like Peridot, I could feel you processing the moves during the performance. And as for your runway, I think you could have done more to this business suit. It's at the beginning of something amazing, but it's just underwhelming. I want to see you go bigger, go bolder.
Kitty.
First, let's talk about your performance in the challenge. I think you managed to bring a lot of personality to your performance. However, your choreo was shaky. When it came to the group parts, it was notably not your strength this week. However, I do love your runway. This coat is giving me life.
And the boots too, they're also fabulous. Kitty, a real strength you have in this competition is your personality. You have fun every week, and that always comes through. But we're starting to get to the point where personality isn't enough. Make sure you're pushing yourself as hard as you can. Sonia, never mind. Sonia, the way you keep amazing me, week after week. You've truly come into your own in this competition. And tonight is no exception. I'll let Bill talk about your performance, because I want to talk about this runway. This is a major improvement from your runways previously. It's flattering, beautiful, and full of charm. I am glad to say tonight, I am satisfied.
Sonia, in the challenge, your performance was strong. You controlled the scene and kept all eyes on you. You had the choreo down, but the choreo alone isn't what made your performance great, it was your stage presence. This was a great showing for you tonight.
Alright queens, I've made some decisions. Blade Tigrera. Tonight, you proved you're that bitch. Hunk. Tonight, you shined like a diamond. Sonia, never mind. Tonight, you rose to the top and left the judges captivated. Sonia, never mind. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge. Blade Tigrera and Hunk. Good job this week, you are safe and may step to the back.
I actually won a challenge. After my first week, I thought it would be difficult for me to reach this point. But I stayed true to myself, and now I've truly redeemed myself in this competition.
I'm happy for Sonia. She's worked hard since the second premiere, and she's earned this win.
Peridot. Tonight, you were overshadowed in the challenge. Emma. Get out of your head, girl. Kitty. You have a lot of personality, but your performance didn't live up to what you were selling. Kitty. You are safe. That means Peridot. Emma, I'm sorry my dears, but you are up for elimination.
Oh gag. Both Peridot and Emma have wins, and it's both the first time they've lip-synced.
I'm honestly relieved. I was worried I'd have to lip sync against Emma. You got this, Emma. Kick her butt.
Emma has been the front runner up until now. This lip sync could open the competition up for everyone.
Two queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
I've worked too hard to go home now. I'm going to send Peridot home, no matter what it takes.
I'm not going to quit. I'm going to win this lip sync.
The lip sync song is Fergalicious by Fergie. Emma had a good lip sync. Peridot had a bad lip sync. I've made my decision. Emma, Shantae, you stay. Peridot, you came into this competition a fierce little gem, and you've left your mark here. Now show the world what it means to be a star. Sashay away.
We Peridots are tougher than we look.
Now this competition is really starting to heat up. From here out, there will be no more second chances. Every performance counts. Now, you may go untucked. Back in Untucked, Weiss says she can't believe she was just safe tonight. Julika says she'll take being safe over being the bottom, and Weiss tells her to shut up. Julika just sips her drink. Weiss says she came out on the runway in a work of art, and she was really hoping to hear what Blaney and Bill had to say about the look. Julika tells her she looks good, and Weiss thanks her. Weiss asks who Julika thinks is going home. Julika says, it's hard to say. Weiss says she thinks it'll be one of the sisters. Julika says that would be a gag. The queens return from the main stage. Weiss nearly spits out her drink when she sees Peridot is gone. Julika gasps and asks what happened. Sonia says she won the challenge. Weiss and Julika both cheer for Sonia, and the queens congratulate Sonia on winning the challenge. Tigrera says Emma and Peridot were in the bottom, and Weiss gags. The queens congratulate Emma on winning the challenge. Emma says she hates being in the bottom, she'd like to get back to winning challenges, which prompts a laugh from the queens. Julika asks if there were any interesting critiques. Tigrera tells the queens that Blaney told Kitty to stop relying on her personality. Kitty points out that Blaney didn't say it like that, and Tigrera says that's what she meant. Kitty also points out that Blaney told Hunk he could be a real contender for the crown. Weiss gasps, and Julika tells Hunk that's great. Emma then says Hunk still only has one win, and they shouldn't get ahead of themselves. Hunk says he's happy Blaney sees something in him, and he's going to work hard not to let her down. Tigrera rolls her eyes. Sonia points out that now that most of them have wins. Weiss asks Sonia what she's on about, and says that at least she's never fallen into the bottom unlike some of the queens here. Sonia says she meant nothing by it. And Weiss says she thinks she meant something by it. Julika says she probably meant nothing by it. Kitty reminds Weiss it's just a fact they don't have wins yet. Weiss then says it's also true neither her or Kitty has lip-synced for their lives, but almost all the queens with wins have. Sonia says so what? Weiss tells the queens to watch out, because if they ever see her in the bottom they're going home. They think Tigrera is a great lip-syncer, but they haven't seen what she can do, and she'll send anyone home with her signature move. Julika sips her drink, and says they'll see. Weiss then says Julika will see because they all saw that she can't lip-sync. Julika takes a loud sip of her drink. The rest of the queens drink their drinks in silence.